What's going on, everybody? I'm Andrew Jacobs.
And I'm Jorge Diaz.
And we're hanging out with the Houston Film Fanatics.
We are the guys from the Paranormal Activity.
The marked ones, baby.
Woo! In theaters now.
You guys excited about being a part of the Paranormal Activity?
We're excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We actually didn't even know it was a paranormal when we auditioned for it. It was a quiet project, but being here now,
It's still exciting. You know
It's
what
an
I mean?
honor.
Even here talking to you, we're in Houston right now. They, what's funny, we didn't find out until we were actually testing for it. So in the whole casting process, they mixed and matched the actors. And once we found out, we were like, oh, it was kind of surreal because it still hasn't hit me that people around the world will be watching it. You know what I'm saying?
This whole experience, how has it been different for you guys from other projects that y'all have worked on?
I've never done any other projects,
Yeah,
so this is like, I just started the whole auditioning thing, and then literally like 3 auditions into it, I booked this film. So, you know, booking a lead role in something is amazing. So, first experience is a blast. I get to put my foot into like this huge door, but you know.
And I've been working as an actor for years, and I actually started when I was a kid. I took years off and then got back into it, and like doing a bunch of commercials, indie films, like spots on television shows, but never something of this magnitude. It's like, and it's also the first Hispanic cast ever to be distributed worldwide by a major studio and a franchise, so that's exciting, you know?
Yeah, I gotta say, I've seen the movie. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a perfect match for the series so far because it really tied up a lot of things together.
Yeah.
But I do have to ask, Jorge, did you do all your own stunts?
Yes,
in this film,
we
or,
both did, as a matter of fact. Actually, no, well, there was stunt double for you for certain things.
A couple of the like super crazy stunts for me. I had a stunt guy for me.
Yeah, but I did, the going down the stairs, that was me. And what's funny, I'll tell you a quick story. They had the basket, the laundry basket, I'm sitting in on a skateboard that had no wheels on it, and they had these big metallic ropes attached to it. So there's 2 stunt guys like slowly bringing me down. But they were doing it so slow at first, we were going to speed it up in post, that the skateboard got stuck on the stairs, and my thing would go forward. So they were all freaking out. They're like, no, worry, we got to go faster, we got to go faster. Every take, it was going faster. Finally, the last one they ended up using is literally pretty much just let me go. And I was like, oh, so what you see is a pretty natural reaction. They just stopped me before I hit the ground, and then we shot the rolling on the ground separately.
So aside from them throwing you down a flight of stairs, what would you say was the craziest thing that each of you guys did in the movie? What for each of you? What would you thought?
I've done some crazy stuff.
Yeah, there was some stuff that didn't even make it. Like you
There's
had
a lot of stuff that didn't make it.
Getting flown out of the pool. Remember?
And then I don't really like swimming at all. So like I had to get on the diving board, and it was real like bouncy. And I don't know how to swim at all. And but you know, they asked me like, if you don't know how to swim, you know, we got the stunt guy for you. And I was like, I know how to swim. It's all good. So went into the pool, and I like boom jumped up, like dived in there, and I had to like and put myself all the way in the bottom of like 8 feet,
and then
and sit there for as long as possible, as long as I can, and then boom, get launched out of the water. I've been dropped from, it was exactly 18 feet. I was attached with a harness and a wire. I was 18 feet in this church. None of that's in the film anymore, but
we shoot so much.
Yeah, I'm standing above, and there's literally a mat like on the floor, and then we're doing, like he said, slow in the beginning. But it looked like great, and then they were like, oh, just a little bit faster. And then I told them, I was like, just go all the way. Like, do it as fast as you can. So they just sort of like let it go, and I like dropped 18 feet like fast. So I've done some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
definitely some. Yeah, it was fun though. It's a blast.
It's been pretty. I think they raised the production value, and it was just fun. Actually, even looking at the stuff that we weren't involved in, but like the crashing, the way they explored the car, all types of things. Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool. I gotta ask, in the movie, you don't have all the tattoos. How long did it take to do the cover-up?
It takes about like 2.5 hours every morning. I was always the first one on set.
Exactly.
But what's great about that is, like I said, it's my first acting job ever. And getting something so big for being my first job and being heavily tattooed it's amazing.
And he actually had, there was one scene that got cut, but there was a shirtless scene.
Well, it was actually a shirtless and pantless scene. I was in just boxers. And I have like my legs tattooed, my thighs, everything, and like
cover up everything.
I covered absolutely everything on my body, and it was dope. It looks so good too on camera. The makeup artist Jeff Lewis is amazing.
I don't know, what is y'all's opinion on, like, do you guys believe in ghosts and demons, and did working on this project kind of change your opinion of that?
I think it's obviously out there in the world. I try not to involve myself with it, but I definitely believe in it. There's too many people saying that they've experienced things to not be true. But he's definitely grown up with that type of stuff.
I've grown up without, and it's so funny, my mom, my house, I say was haunted as a little kid, but it wasn't until I started experiencing things on my own that I became a believer, because I'm a big skeptic, you know what I mean, with everything. And sometimes I feel it's good to be a skeptic, so you can find truth in your own experiences. So my mom used to get her hair tugged. She used to feel like cold water in her head. She used to hear footsteps. She used to see shadows. And we used to think, me and my brother would be like, oh, you're crazy. So it wasn't until I was around 12 years old that I never saw anything. My brother would see a shadow. Till they just sold the house, our family's house, like this past summer. To this day, they still saw it. And my brother's girlfriend would see it all the time. It's the same path in the same room all the time. And I felt one day, I was like 14 years old in high school. I was laying on my bed, like doing some homework. And I felt so clearly someone lifted my shirt and rubbed my back. Like, but I felt like a hand and I shot up. I was like, F this! I was like, you, and I was calling everyone. I'm like, dude, I just felt someone lift my shirt. I felt hands. So after that, I always became really fascinated with it. You know what I mean? And I love learning about all like the spirit world. I think it's so intriguing.
Become a firm believer after something like that.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the movie, it's shot, the handy cam style. So I guess what I'm wondering is how much of the movie is actually just you guys out there on camera with the effects of just camera tricks, and how much of it is actually like computer, CGI?
His hair, big thick hair out of his eyes is CGI.
All the like demon stuff, like that's all makeup.
That's all makeup.
There's no CGI. Like, cause I know like
I think the other
paranormals is like a lot of CGI, but like the ending, whatever, like towards the end of the film when you see like that whole demon crazy face, that was nothing CGI. It's actually all like
makeup. And all the camera work, everything besides the stunts, like was filmed by actual
majority of the time.
And sometimes they would prefer it just because they wanted like our energy behind the camera at the same time. Because if I'm like saying certain lines, I'll have natural movements. So if I'm yelling, if I'm not shooting, I would have to synchronize the movement with my yell with the DP, who's awesome. But they would set up the shots, him and the director Chris, and would tell me, this is what I want. This is how you're gonna end the scene with the swipe, so we could have a cutting point. So you kind of had to learn to like stay in the moment as an actor, improvise, remind yourself that like there might be a million people watching, this little screen that I'm looking at right now, like in the future. So yeah, it was fun though.
There's a lot of people that we've seen over the different Paranormal Activity movies that have come back from previous movies that have had little parts here and there in the future ones. They ask you guys to come back again. Would you guys reprise your roles in future Paranormal Activity films?
I would love to.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with the route this one's going, the marked ones, it's definitely going to like a new extent, new level. It's, for me, my slang, it's much doper. What I mean? So, definitely, I would definitely take part in any future.
Yeah, I feel there's so much to explore in that realm, and this one definitely opened the door for all these other possibilities of what might come. So I'm definitely down. If they're, I don't know where they're going. I know there's a big plan ahead that they have in mind, that they've had in mind for years actually. So they're hoping all the fans will stay tuned and really.
I think they will.
I think they will after this one, just because it opened up, and there's so much to explore in that whole world, and like santeria, brujeria, especially in the Hispanic culture, that hasn't really been deeply explored in a lot of American film.
This is Ray with the Houston Film Fanatics, and that wraps up our interview with the guys from Paranormal Activity 5, the Marked Ones. Check out the full interview, follow us on Facebook at Houston Film Fanatics, and if you want to catch awesome behind-the-scenes footage from our interview, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at HOU Film Fanatic.